Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather Premium on YouTube and Garden State Weather on Facebook at Garden State Weather, and also at Garden State Weather Forecast, and on Twitter at Garden State WX. This is the evening discussion for this Wednesday, the 11th of May, 2022. We're going to cover this convoluted pattern that's been over the eastern United States and most of the country too as well. We're looking at the jet stream here at 250 millibars, and we've got a lot to talk about this evening. So get your source of libation ready because we're going to do this right now. This storm system, which brought the heavy rain on Saturday of last weekend before Mother's Day, is now off of the southern Atlantic coastline here, and it's going to retrograde back west inland over the next couple of days. Meanwhile, at 250 millibars, we have this, huge gyration, and we also have another high pressure area here well off into the northern Atlantic here, which is also causing the storm to be blocked up and completely cut off from the flow. We call these upper level cutoff lows. We also have an upper level cutoff high, which is now stretching in from the Great Lakes all the way down through the Gulf states here too. So there's lots of things going on. We have onshore flow at 250 millibars coming into the coastlines here of the Atlantic, and this is providing some subsidence on the westbound side of this, and diffluence and divergence on the eastbound side of this, where this is occurring. Also, this is a very split flow pattern, because if we take this off, let's see if we can do this, hold on. We can definitely see a pattern here that is ripe with a split flow pattern here. We've got the polar westerlies here, couple of upper level lows here south and west of the Aleutian Islands, another one near British Columbia, or just about getting ready into British Columbia. And look at the jet structure here. High pressure, low pressure, low pressure. Crazy, right? It's very convoluted. And this is our polar jet here, and stretching up into an area of, again, diffluence and divergence here east of Greenland, and then back around the other side. So this is a really blocked up pattern. And this here and this here is a split flow pattern. And the models do not do so good with this. Just to show you at 500 millibars here, that storm is still vertically stacked here with two areas of low pressure. It's elongated here off the southern Atlantic coastline, and the winds are all at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet out of the north to south here, where high pressure cells here over Louisiana and the Great Lakes. And here is our jet structure here. It's completely correct. And this is, this is a busy pattern here. I've got high pressure centered here over Alaska, and it's elongating down and separating low pressure closed low to the west and low pressure closed low to the east. And then here is just high pressure cells here. So this is a very dynamic forecast to look at. Even at 700 millibars, you can generally see the same kind of configuration here, and it is juicy. But at 700 millibars, it's off the southern or mid-Atlantic coast states here out over the ocean. At 250 millibars, it's now down here, and that makes sense given the structure vertically in the atmosphere. At 850 millibars, about 5,000 feet, again, wind still pumping in out of the northeast and east here, the north side, the west side of this upper level low. We have northerly flow here all the way down to Florida, and high pressure on the back side. And here's a big storm system here, which is producing lots of showers and thunderstorms, even tornado watch boxes here. This is an indication of a strengthening storm system as it heads into this upper level flow here. And finally, at 1,000 millibars at the surface. Here's our tightly packed low here off the Virginias and the Carolina coast here. The wind's still coming in from the northeast, so you get it. This is interesting. At 1,000 millibars, look at this strong high pressure ridge off the west coast here. And blocking that up, if we went down here and back into Alaska and even south here, look at all this energy here. High pressure, low pressure, high pressure, low pressure, low pressure. It's crazy, right? Yeah, it's going to get very interesting around here this summer. I can tell you that. Low level water vapor is very dry. In fact, it's bone dry here. And again, the winds are howling in out of the northwest in the low levels of the atmosphere at about 10,000 feet. Mid levels of the atmosphere, same kind of thing. If we could pull this up. There's a lot more moisture here along the New York City borderline here in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, all the way down the Jersey coast, again on that east to northeast fetch. And this is the 500 millibar winds. So it's quite strong between the ridge that's trying to build in and the storm system that's still stuck out over the ocean. It's creating this thermal gradient, temperature gradient. And even if we looked at the short range IR, there was drizzle here in southern New Jersey today and some rain backing into Delaware too, albeit light. A couple of short waves here. Nothing very, very impressive, but the onshore flow has led to big temperature disparities today. For example, if we wanted to look at the air temperatures right now, they're in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the inland areas, but right around the coast and about 10 miles inland, not too far, 5-10 miles inland, they're in the 50s and 60s, and the maximums today also showed that same kind of thing, where temperatures got back into the mid and upper 70s away from the water, but right along the coast, it was a different situation altogether. Another great feature of using earthnunschool.net off the wind and relative humidity values here at 1,000 millibars here, pascals here at 1,000 millibars here. Again, all the wet weather or all the higher relative humidity values are located on the northwest side of this low. This upper low spinning off the Carolina coast at 1,000 millibars. Even if you went up to 850 millibars, you see the same kind of structure. Dry air to the west and impeding northeast ocean influence to the east and southeast. 700 millibars. This is quite dynamical as well. So to me, lots of dry air is punching in on that northerly flow. And, you know, the relative humidity is very dry here, but it's very wet here. And at the surface, well, you know, it's all mid and upper level energy here that's driving this to be stuck in its place. So lots of dry air here over New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Right along the coast, though, there was some rain showers, and we'll get, or at least drizzle, actually. Precipitation was very light, but there was definitely drizzle. And let's see if we can hone in on this and get to the dual pole next rad here and get back into Mount Holly. And over the last couple of hours, not too much going on. The atmosphere seems to be drying out, but there was a little bit of drizzle here, and you can see this here now. You can see this here as we start off the late morning, early afternoon hours here. There's a rain coming into Delaware and Virginia here in Maryland. It's drying out because of that northeast wind, and also, you know, the relative humidity value is drying out in the mid and upper layers of the atmosphere. I'm going to try to cover this in just a minute or two in the broadcast here. Obviously, There's a lot going on here in Minnesota and Iowa tonight. There are severe thunderstorm watch boxes, tornado watch boxes. The atmosphere is roiling. It is. Better depiction on the decoded surface ops here in the New Jersey area over the last hour. Temperatures obviously anywhere from 58 in Wildwood up to 76 here in Sussex, and temperatures in between in the 60s and 70s. Dew points, well, they're nearly saturated in Wildwood, not close to it, but it's overcast. And most of the clouds, again, in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 feet here. But it's low clouds here over Wildwood this afternoon, this evening here. The wind is out of the east, and you can see it. It's out of the southeast or east here, and the speeds have come down a little bit. Wanted to get into wind speeds right now. Well, they've come down quite a lot because the low pressure is now located further east and south of the forecast area. Wind gust, they've lessened up a little bit, but they're still strong along the southern New Jersey coastlines here down to Cape May. Earlier today, they were quite high. They were in the upper 20s to lower 30s, even 40 at Atlantic City Marina this afternoon, but they've since relaxed. That's good news for now. Max temperatures today, even on those northeast winds, got into, with lower relative humidity values, working into eastern Pennsylvania, the Hudson Valley, New York City, northwestern and northeastern New Jersey got into the mid and upper 70s today. And the sun actually broke out in the lower layers of the atmosphere too. Right along the coast, it was really quite cool. It averaged anywhere from 64 to 61. And if we went back to the New Jersey network here, this is where temperatures are like now. 73 in Hawthorne, North Haledon at 73, Ramsey 72, Parsippany 71. Look at the coast though. Harvey Cedars 54, Little Lake Harbor 55. You see the discrepancy here? Right now in New Brunswick at the Rutgers University Meteorology Program at 63. The wind is out of the northeast at about 1 to 5 miles an hour. So that's come down from earlier today. And here at the Weather Center, it is still, let's check this out if this is actually correct, but I don't think so. It says 72 here at the Weather Center in West Orange. So there you go. New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Hudson Valley, Long Island, Philadelphia, I-95 corridor temperatures. We discussed this for today. Tomorrow, still same kind of situation, a little bit lesser along the coast, further inland, but still the temperatures are going to still be chilly right along the immediate coast. Temperatures inland, again, approaching the mid and upper 70s to around 80. It'll be cooler with that onshore flow. Unlike today, where it was in the 70s here in Dulles and also Virginia, Capes here and stuff, it's going to be a little cooler tomorrow. Temperatures in the New Jersey, New York City metro areas tomorrow, about the same thing. Not too much difference from today. Things are really going to change as we increase the water vapor content in the atmosphere on Friday. That storm system is going to come back as a coastal warm front and then combined energy with another short wave that we just showed you coming into the plains. That's providing the thunderstorm outbreak right now. Well, we're not expecting thunderstorms here, but we are expecting an increase in cloud cover and a wind directional change that will support more cloud cover, more water vapor energy, and slightly cooler temperatures during the day on Friday with some showers around. Saturday looks about the same. Sunday, wow. If you're away from the water, even on the water actually, temperatures around 70 or so. That's not bad. You can get out of the coastal waters here, and that's where things change. But inland areas may approach 80, but there's going to be quite a lot of cloud cover too with this. Monday, same thing. We could get back into the upper 70s and lower 80s in the urban areas here, but a lot of cloud cover and broken clouds cover, scattered cloud cover around the region too. So this weekend's not looking too good in terms of precipitational weather, in terms of cloud cover, but the temperatures will be warm and it's not going to be raining all the time. No. We'll start off with the geopotential heights here at 500 millibars from the European model guidance from this morning out to 10 days. And here is the discrepancies. Very active pattern here south of the Aleutian Islands in Alaska and western Canada, southwestern Canada, western United States too, where they had very cold temperatures this morning here in portions of California. Here's our heat building in through the Great Lakes down through Texas. And here is our upper level low that's stuck at 500 millibars. And it's very interesting to see this retrograde with high pressure building over the top. Yeah, this is a Rex block. It's a weak one, but it's still a Rex block. And then, you know, eventually this whole thing just has to fill and then drive northeast. So, you know, even at 500 millibars, if we looked at the next 10 days, you know, if you're living in the Northeast United States, you can expect a lot of change going forward. A lot of change. A lot of change going forward. Okay, here at 500 millibars, we're dealing with the cyclonic vorticity. And look at that upper level low getting into the southeast and filling and opening up. But it's waiting for the next short wave to come in. And the energies don't look so good. The positive vorticity advection doesn't look so good. So, you know, you're dealing with a lot of clouds and showers here through the weekend in parts and participles here, but you're not looking at a washout, no. And new energy coming in next Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, it depends where you live. If you live in southern New England, across the Great Lakes and northern New England, you're going to have a bout of rainier weather. Then comes the cold front through the region on Wednesday, and that's going to bring additional PVA to the area, especially right along the New Jersey, New York City, Hudson Valley area. So Connecticut could experience some of that. And when I'm looking at this overall pattern here, heights are going to rise, temperatures are going to be okay, but there's still a lot of wet weather here to come. It's really quite bizarre looking at the 500 millibar height anomalies where normalcy should be. This is not normal to have this Rex block here with higher than normal heights across the Great Lakes into the northeast, and then this low pressure center here, which is stuck and closed off, barreling into the southeast in Florida with a high pressure ridge over the top of it. But more energy coming in from the west coast. So if we showed you, it's going to change things around. That high pressure ridge is going to flatten out a little bit here. And then new energy comes in again next Tuesday and Wednesday with that cold front, Monday night and Tuesday. So therefore, we look for cooler weather than average next Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. That goes out, and the split flow pattern just continues. It does. And we build heat in the east, but not so much. Not much. But a lot of cold air building across Canada, the Great Lakes, and this is strong thunderstorm potential right in here. If I looked at the National Digital Database cloud cover here over the northern mid-Atlantic, the East Coast, there's a lot of cloud cover. I mean, let's just face it here. This isn't going to get any better as we head into the next 10 days. There'll be periods of drier weather for sure. But I don't really think that this is tremendously a great forecast. There's not a lot of precipitation here, and if I went into the local area here from the National Digital Database over the next 10 days, yeah, there's not a lot of precipitation here, but there's a lot of cloud cover over the forecast, and temperatures are going to vary quite a bit as we get into this is off the 18Z run. So as we get into Thursday morning at 1 a.m., it's in the 50s to around 60 in New York City, back into the 60s, 70s. Really warm it up. Try to warm it up on Friday here, if we can do this. That don't look too warm to me. No, that doesn't. And that's off. And okay, so now we get to Saturday, temperatures warming further away from the coast, back in from the 60s and the 70s and 80s here. Not seeing any 80s, but getting close here. Digital database at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Yeah, but that's all going to depend on the cloud cover. And again, if we use the National Digital Database forecast here, model guidance here, big swings coming your way.